We are to become electrical power providers. And to help us in these endeavours, our long-time supporters at North Thoresby in North Lincolnshire had come up trumps. The national electricity industry had refused to provide us with power, despite there being a pole with 11,000 volt supply being on our property. So we are going to do it ourselves. The time coincided with the Thoreslinks fundraisers having just completed their latest fundraising project, and we were due to receive some financial help. Just a little note here, Thoreslinks were a group of wonderful people from North Thoresby who did all kinds of fundraising projects and gave money to charity. And some of it came our way, of which we were wonderfully thankful. Back to the story, we explained all our plans to their committee, and it just happened that the chairman and his number one were electricians. Not just any old electricians, but they were electricians who were used to installing all kinds of electrical necessary bits and pieces in places like caravan parks and other open spaces. They quickly put forward a plan to provide us with the installation we would need to couple up our own generator to the existing electrical supply at the horse centre. Obviously, this consisted of vital controls to shut off the national grid and use our own power when required. As we mentioned in another story, we were planning to use electrical power for heating our porta cabins and generally everything on the site. The result of their plans was very impressive, with switchboards and cutouts together with an enormously thick armoured cable leading to the generator site. The Thoreslinks team actually installed all this for us as their project for helping with our funding for the Students Are Coming. The cost was huge, but they managed to keep it within their budget using their extensive contacts within the electrical industry. Once the generator was in position, this is our big yellow box on 4 wheels, the Thoreslinks team descended on us to inspect our purchase. They were duly impressed, never having seen such a monster before. To provide a little technical detail here, the generator itself was a 40 kVA nominal output electrical generator designed to provide emergency power for a coal mine. When running, it could probably provide power for half the large town nearby. The generator itself was powered by an 8-cylinder diesel engine in V formation. The manufacturer of the engine was the Petter Company, a famous name from the not too distant past. Andy from County Durham had come for the first trial. He'd not actually seen the machine running, but knew the basics. The main starting was by injecting a cartridge into a special tube and firing it like a gun. Needless to say, we had no cartridges. The backup starting was by pumping up a pressure cylinder by a hand pump, then releasing that high pressure into the same starting system. Being diesel, the compression in the cylinders was very high and made the job more difficult than if it had been a petrol engine. Obviously, if it had been petrol powered, we could not have afforded the fuel. But diesel at this time for generating was the same price as tractor fuel and free of tax. We did actually get it going that first weekend, and a wonderful noise the motor made too. Those 8 cylinders rumbling away at low revs was almost like magic. The Thoreslinks team were very impressed, and we all agreed that the main issue would be getting this machine to start at the turn of the button just whenever we needed it. Just a little note here, when we did get it running, it performed perfectly. All the gauges worked and even the lights on the machine itself were fine. After all, it had hardly done any work in its entire life, just being on standby. In conclusion though, after several weeks looking into the merits and costs of converting that V8 petrol engine to electrical starting, V8 diesel to electrical starting, we all decided that the costs were too high Andy and Steve found us a more conventional 15 kVA generator that could be fastened to the rear of any of our tractors. And the beast went back to Steve's yard at Hetton Le Hole. There we are, that's the end of that little episode. I hope you enjoyed listening to it, brought to you by Cracker Books, written and read by Keith Sanders. Now, can we ask if you're listening to these stories on YouTube? Perhaps you might give us a like if you like the stories. And additionally, if you have a think about it, would you possibly subscribe to our channel? Now, this helps us with the YouTube people, and if you do this, then as soon as we produce something new, YouTube will let you know when we do it. In addition, if you'd like to have a look at other publications from Cracker Books, this next panel shows you how to do that. The first item is our 10 storybooks. They're all free to download. This link takes you to our bookcase. You can have a look at the books individually, tell you all about what they're all about, and then download them and read them when and where you like. The second link takes you to our website, www.crackerbooks.fr. Now that's easy to remember, and on there it tells you all about us, how we started, what we do, why we do it, and how to find out everything we produce. So I do hope you enjoy looking at these different links as hours of entertainment, and for the meantime, thank you for being with us, and until next time, goodbye.